Hi, Kyra Mitchell Lewis. Welcome to Entrepreneur Talks podcast run by Women Flakes. I'm so excited to have you here with me today, Kyra.
Awesome. Hello. Hello. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited. So
Oh,
excited. Like I love it's different being on the other side, but definitely exciting.
fantastic. And I love that background. Glow up girl and a different way of writing girl. That's
Mhm.
really good. Really good.
Thank
So,
you.
you're welcome. So, Kyra, before we start to get into your story, your journey, could you tell me where are you talking from?
I am in Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, okay. And how is the weather there right now?
Today, today the weather is it's actually cooler here. So we had our first stint of spring, maybe like 2 weeks of warm weather, and then a lot of rain, a lot of storms. We had a lot of rain last week and over the weekend, and now it's a lot cooler this week. So it's sort of the weather in the South goes back and forth.
That's good. That's good. At least
Yeah.
rain is gone now. We are
Yes. Got
on
sun.
on the spring way, like going to that. That's really good. Thank you so much for sharing that. And now to start your story, could you tell me three things that you would like describe yourself as a person? Three things.
Ooh, wow, that's a great question. Oh, I have to think about that because I use a lot of words to describe myself. But
Just
I definitely would say that one, I'm definitely a dreamer. Um, I dream. I often say to myself and to others that I believe I dream bigger than most people, and I feel like there are no limits. So why not? So it doesn't always. It's one of those things where I'm just a person. I think I would also say that I'm optimistic. Like I just always believe that there is something more, and that there's something greater that we can be doing as people, to impact. So um,
really good.
obviously, as you sort of grow in your life and on your evolve in your journey, as a person, you start to see things differently, as even in this sense of you asking me a question about how would I describe myself for 3 words. It would have been maybe back in the day you might say something like, well, I'm dependable and I'm loyal, and all those things are things that I would say. But when I look at the bigger
Picture.
picture, it is that I'm a dreamer, I'm optimistic, and I think I also would say that I'm a person that's very resilient because I don't take no for an answer. I don't stop.
Love
I believe that you have to keep pushing even when the door seems to be closed or ajar in front of you. You just have to keep pushing if you believe in what you're doing.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Kyra. And
Thank you.
we're going to take one of the words that you describe yourself to start to talk about your journey because I'm sure they are all connected about with your journey. Why or
Yes.
where are you right now? So,
Mhm.
resilient. I did really love this one. Resilient. Why and what happened to your life to become stronger and strong and more resilient?
Hmm. Very good question again. I think that, obviously, being a woman, I feel like, I've spent a lot of years in, corporate America. I've spent a lot of years as, a somewhat middle child to start. I was the middle child, and then other children came behind me. So then I was just like the second oldest child. But I think that, just some of those things, right? You're a woman and you're in corporate America, which automatically means sometimes that you're not going to necessarily be seen at the same level or equal field as the men that may work in your environment, may do the same jobs. So you have to automatically sort of develop that, like, I'm gonna push, I'm gonna keep going. I think that, I would have a lot of people back in the day, and this is just from like personality when I was younger. I mean, I'm very observant. I've never been quick to speak. I like to listen to people. So a lot of times people take that as like either, oh, you're aloof, or, oh, I would get like, oh, well, you're like, from back in the day, oh, you're stuck up. I mean, you don't like, you're not talking. And it's like, no, I'm just listening, because I feel like we have to listen to people first in order to like understand what they're saying. And for me to be able to give you a response that is meaningful to the conversation, I have to listen. So I think I developed, resiliency in that way of like just sort of combating like stereotypes that people would just labeled that someone might just put on me before they had even had the opportunity to get to know me. And just, and then, when you're obviously coming up and being, younger, and I think for me, like I spent a lot of time in corporate America, and still do today, where people may think that I'm younger than what I am. So the approach to how they deal with me is very different. And I'm like, been working for a really long time, and I do know what I'm talking about here. So you just sort of, like you sort of just build those walls of like, no, I got to keep pushing, because other people are going to count me out. So I'm that way in everything that I do. In my job, in this business. When I launched Glow Up Gyrl, it was in March of 2020. It was right when COVID happened, and I had a plan, and I could have just stopped then, because, oh, well, COVID happened and I can't have the events. I can't do Glow Up Gyrl the way I thought that I was going to do it. But I didn't. I was like, nope, got to figure out something else, got to pivot and make a change, because I feel this is when you're walking and working in purpose, like you got to keep going. You got to keep moving and pushing forward.
Sorry. That's
no,
right.
no worries.
That's right. Thank you so much. That's really, really so true. And I'm glad to ask you this. So I learned a little bit more about you. And that's the reason we are here, to find out what you've been doing and how you get there. And that's the very, very important things that you just said on your answer. Thank you, Kyra. And now I can see Glow Up Gyrl behind you, and that is your business. That means something, that Glow Up. I'm so excited. I'm so curious about it. Why is Glow Up Gyrl, and what is Glow Up Gyrl? Okay. I can I know already, but I would say from my straight away, when you look to that title, that brand, oh, if I can say, I think about a woman that is posh, open to talk, that is glowing, like bling, bling, bling. No bling, bling in a way that you're looking for expensive, but you treat yourself well. So I don't know exactly what is going to come up from you, but I love it. What I said about Glow Up Gyrl. So let's do it.
Yes. Okay. Well, I do love your, I love the meaning that you have, because it is definitely, I think different people have thought different things, but I think that you're probably the closest to it. What I would say is it was, Glow Up Gyrl was born out of my own personal journey. And that is why this business and this, which doesn't even seem like a business, it just feels like I'm doing something that I really love. It was born out of my journey. I was in 2019, I was sort of evolving through personally myself with like just discovery of like myself, and just things that, like going to therapy and just uncovering things that, had been with me for a while, realizing that, I always tell people, I'm like, realizing that I didn't have boundaries even though I thought I had boundaries, but I didn't have boundaries in the sense because I was the type of person, I'm like, no, 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 I just want to help people. I want to, if they need me to do something, I'm going to jump in and help. But really, it was also allowing people to take advantage of my good nature of wanting to help others. And so, I started in at the end of the year, probably December. It was at the right after Christmas. It was the time of year where we're all reflecting and thinking about what do I want for 2020, at that time. What I was just sort of like at my kitchen table, I was just sort of having a internal mind discussion with God and just saying like, God, I want to make an impact. I want to help women. I want women to feel the same feeling that I am getting from discovery.
Yeah.
This same feeling that I am getting from, being able to, implement boundaries. I want women to feel what I'm feeling. So I want to know how do I give that back to them? And I heard the words glow up. And I was like, first of all, looking around. Oh, okay. But it immediately came to me that, so I will say during that time when people were hearing the glow up, they were like, oh, it was a person that used to look this way and now they like are this way and they look so gorgeous. But for me, I just heard the words, it was evolving. It was an internal glow up. It was you becoming the best version of yourself. And of course, when we're walking in purpose and we have balance, that is going to exude on, externally as well. So it was really more about that internal glow up. And of course, when I heard glow up, and I was like, because I'm talking to other women, glow up, girl, So that's where that name came from. And so it just worked. It just seemed to like work, and I heard it. So I heard it from what I feel to be a higher power for me. So it was just very much confirmation that I was headed in the right direction.
Amen. That's amazing. That's really glow up, girl. Oh, and that's straight away is a message that you send to a woman to glow up. Before you talk anything, glow up, girl is already sending a bless. It's like, I do, I do believe that's the message, the first message. Before they see your face, before they see you opening, you're sending out a message. That's a really powerful message. That's why.
Thank you.
You're welcome. That's why I think it's working so well, like you mentioned. And so now I know that you started in 2019, December, right? Everything started.
Yes.
And you've been empowering women since then. And what exactly like you mentioned as well, you did say that you don't feel like a business, but feel like you're doing your own thing, impacting the world. So what is the tools do you use to impact the world or the women that we're talking about?
Okay, thank you. So, it was really setting out to create a community, a place where women could come, a safe space, I would say, because it was meant to be a place where women could come in and connect to other women, and people that were going through the same thing as them, whether it's a person that's an entrepreneur, whether it's someone who's just a corporate everyday, corporate working in corporate America, just an everyday, like could be a mom who's thinking about starting a business or, anything, but just a place for women to connect. And so originally, it was going to be based in events. It was going to be based in like these in-person events. And again, COVID and COVID happened. And so I had to quickly then realize like, what could I do? And, it was March when I was sort of pushing and promoting my event. And, in April, I knew like there was not going to be a way that we're going to have an event. So I canceled the event. And then I went back I was at my same table where I, where God seems to give me all the answers. And I was just saying, like, oh, I don't want to lose this momentum, like I want to be able to continue to do something to help. Like, how can I get the word out, God? How can I let women know? And that's when I heard podcasts. And I don't know why, like at this point in my life, you would think I would stop looking around when I hear when I hear the words and I hear the next step. But nope, once again, I was like, what?
I love
Me? And I do like to tell this part of the story because I think it's important, because we as women all experience this. As soon as I heard that word of what to do, I also heard, self-doubt come right behind it and say, but nobody wants to hear you. What do you have to say? And so I was like, wow, like that fast? I didn't think it was going to happen that fast. But I went into planning. I started to figure out like what the platform, like what was my show going to be about. And, at the end of the day, for me, I just thought I want a place to celebrate women. I want a place to tell stories, to share tips and information, to connect people, to connect resources to women who may need them. So that has been the platform. I launched the podcast in May of 2020. And honestly, I always say like it was probably the worst show ever. I was so nervous. My guest was great. I mean, I recorded on like some free software. I didn't have a mic yet. And so it was horrible. But at the same time, it was like, but I did it. It was that thing that I was like, but I did this. I did this first thing. And if I only touch one person heard this person's story today and said, wow, like I can do what she did, from hearing her story, then I felt like, I was on top of the world.
That's
And
right.
so I just started, but I have to say it's been one of the more fulfilling things in my life that I've done, because I feel like, it's not me, it's the guests that I have. It's the guests that come in and they are doing great things. It's being able to share stories of people that may not have like millions of followers on social media, and people may not have found them without coming to this podcast. So I love being able to do that. So the podcast is one way. And then we just recently launched Globegetter University, which is a labor of love
Oh,
that I am
that's
that
amazing.
I it just makes my heart is so full, and it makes me
Yes.
almost get emotional because Globegetter University is really, it's our online learning community, and it is actually a place that I've dreamed of creating for a really long time for women. So it is a community where there are two tracks of learning. There's a track around entrepreneurship, and that is just courses on like starting your business, funding your business, marketing your business, all the things you need to know. Like I thought about, what did I not know when I was trying to set up my business?
Mm,
And then there's a track around my favorite, the evolution of you. And that track is all about evolving as a woman. So there are courses on like how to say no with ease, and that is building boundaries. It is how to network your career to the next level. So how to, network on LinkedIn and meet the
yeah.
right people, take your career to the next level. Also, courses on self-love, just choosing you. So, and those things are really, really important, so
Yeah.
because not every woman is an entrepreneur, but she is a woman and she is evolving, she is growing. So, and then there is also a community feature where you can go in and you can chat with other women, post and leave messages. And then there are free resources that will be loaded every month. So there are affirmations, there are articles, there are wallpapers, different resources that help you. Like this month for March, we focused a lot on setting goals, how to set powerful goals. So there are worksheets and downloadable content that you can grab there as well. And that's on, on a free account. So we have two accounts. That account, with the free account, all you need to do is just go sign up and create an account, and you have access to the community and the resources. And if you want to take the courses, you have to subscribe. So there's a $19.99 fee, but the coursework is amazing. And a lot of the instructors that are here are people that I've interviewed on my podcast. They're people that I've been able to meet, and I was like, they're awesome. So come on in. Why don't you share your teachings, and then hopefully that way they're able to connect to potential new clients. So like I said, I'm so excited. It's so great to like see it all like come together and happen.
Yeah, it's happening like you dream about it, and that's so beautiful, because it's a really good place to learn, to community, like to involve, like you said at the beginning, involving, involving, and now the word is not coming out, but it is so sorry. Sometimes, but it's exactly what you've been dreaming, and is exactly what is happening. And I love to hear this kind of story. And I'm gonna go on Glow Up Girl. I'm gonna register myself for the free. I didn't know, I didn't have idea, and this is amazing. But it's so much to, like, you're giving so many things straight away for free, and then people can subscribe to a course, and there we go. They need to pay. But
you get all the courses. You get all the courses that are loaded for the $19.99, which is a great deal when you consider what instructors might charge for just one course.
Yeah, that's really good. And on top of that, you can get to know more women, right? On that platform.
Yes, you can. So you can go in there and introduce yourself, and you can, talk to other women. You can talk to the instructors. You can leave notes inside of the courses. You can also connect directly to them as well. So yes, that is really, what I wanted is a connection point, is to build that support system and that community, so that we know that we have other women who are going through or may have gone through the things that we are encountering ourselves.
Fantastic. So beautiful. And how can people get into that platform?
Yes. So there's two ways. Obviously, the website, the main website, glowupgirl.com, and then there's ggu.glowupgirl.com. So you can find it that way direct, or you can go through our website and just click the Globegetter University tab, and you can get there just the same. And we're always looking for instructors. So if anybody out there in the audience listening or watching this, if you are a coach, or if you are, a teacher in one of our areas of focus, always feel free to go in and, submit the form. I mean, we would love to have you, because I feel like if you're not learning, then you shouldn't be here. Like, you should always be growing and learning something new.
That's so true. That's so true. We're going to talk more, girl, for sure.
Yes.
Kyra, thank you so much for this amazing interview, for this amazing moment. And I love your work, and I love what you're doing as a woman and for women. And
thank you.
It is really powerful. And I'm sure we're going to keep in touch. And also, I want to ask, my last question actually is, apart from the website you mentioned already, is people can connect with you through social media, and where about on social media?
Okay, yeah. So on Facebook, we are Glow Up Girl ATL. On Instagram, we are Glow Up Girl. We're also Glow Up Girl on LinkedIn, and then also YouTube. And then if you just want to drop a note, you can reach me at hello at glowupgirl.com. I would definitely love to interact, communicate with anybody.
Oh, fantastic. So thank you so much once again. And all this information will be available on the description of your podcast when it comes live. So anyone can click straight away over the links or read her bio and all the information and get in touch with Kyra Mitchell Lewis. Kyra, all the best. God bless you continuously and empower you and continuously speak with you and give you the visions and the reason and more reasons to do what you're doing. All right.
Thank you. I received that.
Thank you.
Same to you.
You take care. Bye bye.
You too. Thank you. Bye bye.